Hello friends, this video is made for educational purposes. I'll be covering the key aspects of human reproduction including the male and female reproductive system. The most intriguing question for which one longs for an answer in one's early teenage days is how he or she came into this world. Some people who are avid readers may find the answer to this question through one of the books or periodicals they come across. Nowadays, there is the internet and the television through which one can get an answer to this question. The other types of people rely on their friends who might have found an answer to this question from the above mentioned sources. I remember having learned a topic in biology when I was in my 10th standard on the reproductive system. It was then that my doubts were confirmed. Majority of the boys and girls come to know about the reproduction procedure in human beings even before they are taught in their biology classes. It is true that in the early teens there exists a clear-cut attraction between the opposite sexes. But during that point of time, the parameters of the attraction are not clearly defined. There simply exists some attraction. Why the attraction? Or simply speaking, what part of the body is the attraction centered upon? Question mark. The majority of the teenage kids realize too late in their life that the opposite sex have different sexual organs and those are used for reproduction. The boys realize that the girls have something called the vagina, which is quite different from the sexual organ, the penis. Let me now explain the process of reproduction. Human reproduction takes place as internal fertilization by way of sexual intercourse. During this process, the erect penis of the male is inserted into the female's vagina until the male ejaculates semen which contains sperm into the female's vagina. The sperm then travels through the vagina and the cervix into the uterus or fallopian tubes for fertilization of the ovum. Upon successful fertilization and implantation, gestation of the fetus that occurs within the female's uterus for approximately 9 months. This process is known as pregnancy in humans. Gestation ends with birth. The process of birth is known as labor. Labor consists of the muscles of the uterus contracting, the cervix dilating, and the baby passing out of the vagina. Humans, babies, and children are nearly helpless and require high levels of parental care for many years. One important type of parental care is the use of mammary glands in the female breast to nurse the baby. Male reproductive system. Humans have a high level of sexual differentiation. These sexual differences typically occur in secondary sexual characteristics and in sexual and parental behaviors. The human reproductive system is a series of organs located outside of the body and around the pelvic region of a male that contribute towards the reproductive process. The primary direct function of the male reproductive system is to provide the male gamete or the spermatozoa for fertilization of the ovum. The major reproductive organs of the male that can be grouped into three categories. The first category is sperm production and storage. Sperm production takes place in the testes, which are housed in the temperature regulating scrotum. The immature sperm then travels to the epididymis for development and storage. The secondary category is the ejaculatory fluid producing glands, which include the seminal vesicles, prostate, and the vas deferens. The final category are those used for copulation and deposition of the spermatozoa, that is, a sperm within the female, that include the penis, urethra, vas deferens, and Cowper's gland. Major secondary sexual characteristics include larger, more muscular stature, deepened voice, facial and body hair, broad shoulders, and development of an Adam's apple. An important sexual hormone of males is androgen and particularly testosterone. Female reproductive system. The human female reproductive system is a series of organs primarily located inside of the body and around the pelvic region of a female that contributes towards the reproductive process. The human female reproductive system contains three main parts: the vagina, which acts as a receptacle for the male sperm, the uterus, which holds the developing fetus, and the ovaries, which produce the female's ova. The breasts are also an important reproductive organ during the parenting stage of reproduction. The vagina meets the outside at the vulva, which also includes the labia, clitoris, and urethra. During intercourse, this area is lubricated by mucus secreted by the Bartholin's gland. The vagina is attached to the uterus through the cervix, while the is attached to the ovaries via the fallopian tubes. At certain intervals, typically approximately every 28 days, the ovaries release an ovum which passes through the fallopian tube into the uterus. The lining of the uterus, called the endometrium, and unfertilized ova are shed in every 28-day cycle through a process known as menstruation. Major secondary sexual characteristics include a smaller stature, a high percentage of body fat, wider hips, development of mammary glands, and enlargement of breasts. Important sexual hormones of females include estrogen and progesterone. I hope this answers everything unknown about how you are born into this world. For most of the animal species, the responsibility of the father is restricted till the sexual intercourse, and it is left to the mother to look after the baby and nourish it till it becomes big enough to look after itself. Basically, it depends upon how socially organized and aware the animal species is for the father to take a more active role in the upbringing of the child. Fortunately for us, we are that much socially aware enough for the father to play a more active role in the upbringing of the child. That's all, my friends. Please press the subscribe button and do not forget to like and share this video. See you later.